Sometimes when I revisit my old home, I stand by the cliff and I can gaze at the sea through the fissure on the mirror. The rhythm of the waves echoes with the roars of thunder in my head. Memories buried in the clay are revealed to me by the water as they bring me back to that night in 1987.
Good afternoon to you. Earlier on today, apparently a woman rang the BBC and said she heard that there was a hurricane on the way. Well, if you're watching, don't worry, there isn't. But having said that, actually, the weather will become very windy. But most of the strong winds, incidentally, will be down over Spain and across into France as well. But there's a vicious-looking area of low pressure on our doorstep, nevertheless, around about the Brittany area, and that is going to head across the southeastern corner of the country, bringing, if nothing else, a lot of rain with it. On the satellite picture you can see that there's of course a lot of cloud as well as a lot of rain stretching right across Europe. Indeed, most areas there are just as unsettled as we are, having some outbreaks of rain. That's the way the rainfall pattern is looking at the moment.
Oh yes, the storm. I remember the storm. How long ago was it? Yeah, 1987. 35 years it's been. Oh, I can still even hear the thunder as I recall it.
Where were you during the storm?
Oh, I was at home eating dinner with my husband. Because he used to be the operator of the sound mirror, you see, so we lived right on top of the cliff.
Did you know the storm was coming?
No. We did watch the weather broadcast in the morning, but Michael Fish said there wasn't going to be a hurricane. We know how that turned out to be. It was the wind that hit first, before the others in the village. Don't look outside. Felt like the world was ending. Sounded like it. Do you know the window frame was blown into the room but somehow missed our heads? You could hear creaking and groaning of the trees. God, it felt like we were in the centre of the storm. I even heard someone or something scream.
Could it be the sound mirror?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Because the next morning when my husband walked down the caravan park, which had become a total disaster, found that the mirror was split in half. Must have been hit by the lightning.
Siebold recalled in his book Rings of Saturn of the paleness of the horizon, as if someone had pulled the curtain to one side to reveal a formless scene that bordered upon the underworld. In the wake of the storm, the Met Office set up the National Severe Weather Warning Service. Major improvements were implemented in atmospheric observation, relevant computer models, and the training of weather forecasters to hopefully prevent future mishaps. After the storm, they took the cement, stone, and minerals from London soil and built a new memorial wall. It marked a total of more than 1,000 lives lost from the Isle of Sheppey during the two world wars and other conflicts. Sound Mirror's name is also on the wall. People from all over the island have come to see the mirror, hoping to hear from him the story of the Great Storm. But bear in mind, read Bowerbank's instruction in his letter line by line. You must observe the breathing of the moon and record the age of the tide in order to plan a meticulous schedule for the visit. If insisted, be extremely careful when sailing along the coast of the island. Do not confuse the parish boundary stones with the border of the exclusion zone that marks the wreck of 1994. Although both were built as a silent co-creation of warfare, the mirror bears the degraded memories and scars of the past, whilst the zone conceals the mourning and terror of an uncertain future beneath the calm water.